Yeah, good afternoon everyone and welcome to Retailing Management online classes. This is Dr. Mahesh M. Onjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. Okay, so dear students, okay, we have started learning chapter number 8 from unit 3. In fact, there are two chapters, chapter number 7 and chapter number 8. Okay, with which we made a beginning to understand the elements of retail mix, like the way we learnt in semester 1 marketing mix, product, price, place and promotion. In retailing management there are 6 retail mix elements. Okay, so the first element is a location. Okay, the site where the store will be opened and the area surrounding that site. Okay, so the importance of this decision is, first, it is a strategic decision, it's a long term decision. In the short term it is difficult to reverse the decision. Reverse means simply an organized retailer, organized retailer cannot relocate its store. Okay, just like that. Okay, it will cost a lot. Okay, second important reason about what we learnt in the previous class is about 80 to 85% of the sales for a store, okay, comes from the area surrounding the site. Okay, because the location is selected based on the target market or customers who are the target market for the store. So either it is ease of convenience for them to reach the store, or the target customers residing in that area where the store will be located. Okay, so with this background, let me continue with the chapter number 8. So I am going to present slides now. Okay, so students, can you see the PowerPoint slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we have already considered the factors that are considered in evaluating specific areas for locations, which included economic conditions surrounding the area of the site, competition in the area, strategic fit, whether is it convenient for the target customers to reach the store, or so whether the target customers reside in the residential area. Then operating costs, after which we learnt few additional points or factors which are considered by the retail firm in evaluating the site and the trade area, which included the number of stores in an area, how many stores to open in an area. Then evaluating a site for locating a retail store, so where we learnt the characteristics of site, what are they and how they are evaluated. Trade area, its definition and the factors affecting the size of the trade area. Okay, and the third part is estimating potential sales for a store site. So I repeat again, when a retail firm plans to open a new store, they consider alternate sites. Okay, so alternate site, in my previous example I mentioned in Dharwad, say for example Saptapur is one area, then Jayanagar is second area, Srinagar is third area, for example. Okay, so or for that matter, even opening a store in the central business district, that is the market area, or opening a store in a shopping center, second, or opening a store in a inner city location in residential area. So let us say these are the three alternatives. So what they consider is, they evaluate the factors that affect the trade area, the strategic fit and the operating cost for each site. The site in the central business district, that is the market area, the site in the shopping center, the site in the inner city location or residential area. And along with that, they also estimate the potential sales for a store site. If say for example, if I open the supermarket in the market area, central business district, so what will be the estimated sales, okay, for a year, and how it can grow. Then if I open a store in a shopping center, okay, what will be the forecasted sales? Estimating nothing but forecasting. So what will be the forecasted sales for the store? If I open the same store in a inner city location or a residential area, what will be the forecasted sales? So this way all these factors are taken into account to decide on a specific site, okay, so that they don't go wrong on the location decision, which is difficult to reverse in short term. So regarding estimating the potential sales for a store site for alternate sites, so these are the models or approaches which are used. The first one is the Huff's model, second is the analog approach, and the third is regression analysis. Sorry for the spelling mistake. Okay,
Sir,
yeah. So these are
sir,
the, yes,
sorry to disturb, sir.
yeah.
Sir, one of the students is waiting in the waiting room.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so Nishant. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, welcome. So can you see the slides again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so there are no numericals, and it's not in detail also. Just we'll get the idea of what are the models and how the sales forecasting is done. So first is Huff's gravity model. See, if you pay attention, it's easy to understand. These questions may appear for 3 marks. Based on the premise that the probability which a given customer will shop in a particular store or shopping center becomes larger as the size of store or center grows and distance or travel time from customer shrinks. Okay, so I'll just simplify it. Okay, so larger the store, larger is the size of the store, and shorter is the distance for the customer to travel to the store. Okay, the sales will be maximum. So I repeat, larger the size of the store and shorter is the distance for the customer to travel to the store. Okay, such a site will offer the highest sales for any retail firm. So the company has to find out a site which is the largest among all the alternatives. Let us say if the company has considered 3 or 4 alternative sites, that means the company has to select the site which is the largest among the all 4, as well as which is closest to the customers. So that is the ideal site to open the new store. Okay, because it is based on the premises that, okay, larger the size of the store and shorter is the distance, okay, from customer to store, the sales will be highest for that given site. Okay, so it is quite simple. So if there are 4 alternatives, 6 alternatives, the retail firm tries to find out which is the largest site available among the all 4 or 6 alternatives and which is closest to its target customers. Okay, that's it. So they select that site to open the store. Okay, yeah, there are logics definitely. So when I say larger store, means more variety of merchandise will be available in the store. So it will reduce the customer search time for other types of merchandise. If the store is smaller, okay, and a smaller variety of merchandise is maintained, so a customer will buy a wide variety of merchandise, and after buying, okay, some merchandise from your store, the customer has to move on to other stores, which will consume his time, energy and cost. So whereas if all or most of the merchandise is available in only one store, okay, the customer will be very happy and satisfied because they need not go in search of the remaining merchandise to other stores. So to have that broad variety and assortment, you need to have a large store. You need a large site for that. The second thing, distance from customer home to store, or from wherever customer is traveling. So if it is customer prefers to go to that store which is nearby, so that is quite logical because it is very convenient. Okay, for example, I don't want to go to Hubballi Big Bazaar or Reliance Market to buy my monthly grocery. I prefer to go to the nearest store from where I can buy all my monthly needs. So this is Hub's gravity model. Okay, so larger the size of the store. Okay, so among the alternative sites, a company chooses that site which is larger in size compared to other sites and which is nearest to the target customer. Okay, so that is Hub's gravity model of evaluating potential sites. The second is a regression analysis and analog approach. Yeah. So multiple regression analysis is according to multiple regression analysis, factors affecting the sales of existing stores in a chain will have the same impact on the stores located at new sites being considered. Okay, so multiple regression analysis, see, for an existing retail firm, okay, it is not applicable to new retail firm, it is applicable to existing retail firm. Okay, so while opening new stores or first stores, so this company must have already considered multiple factors in evaluating the sites and the trade area, and they might have selected the best sites, okay, for their stores. Say the company initially started about 200 stores and later the company wants to start another 100 stores. Okay, so for those new stores, this such analysis is used. For new stores, the factors affecting the sales of existing stores in a chain will have the same impact upon the stores located at new sites being considered. So what factors are being considered to evaluate the alternative sites for the existing stores? The same factors are also being considered for the new stores. Okay, simply if you put the data into the software, it will give the analysis and it will estimate the potential sales, or it will do the sales forecasting for the new sites. Okay, this is quite logical because whatever factors have affected the existing stores, whether successful or failed, okay, so the same factors are being used, okay, to evaluate the sites for new stores. Then the last approach, analog approach. According to analog approach, retailer describes the site and trade area characteristics. So two aspects here, one is site characteristics and the trade area, the area surrounding the site characteristics. So retailer describes the site characteristics and the trade area characteristics for its most successful stores and attempts to find a similar site. Okay, so this is quite easy to understand. See, again it is for existing retail firms. So it is again for existing retail firms. So those who already have some retail stores, okay, let's see a retailer started about 200 stores. Okay, definitely all 200 stores will not be performing well, but the retail firm will consider the factors, okay, the site characteristics and the trade area characteristics of those stores which are performing best, or whose performance is highest. Simple terms, whose sales are highest. Let's say the top 10, top 20 stores among the 200 stores. Okay, and the retailer tries to find out a similar site, okay, where the site characteristics and the trade area characteristics are similar to that of those stores which are most successful among the existing stores. Okay, so this is quite simple and easy to understand. Okay, it is used like a reference. Okay, so that is all about analog approach. Okay, so these are the various factors that are considered in evaluating site and the adjacent trade area and how a retail firm arrives at zeroing down or selecting a specific site for a store. So, and again, I keep you reminding that what we are learning, retailing management is for brick and mortar retailers. So what we are learning is for brick and mortar retailers. Brick and mortar retailers means store based retailers. The retailers with physical stores like more supermarket, more hypermarket, okay, or Reliance Smart hypermarket, Reliance Market Warehouse Club, Reliance Fresh Supermarket, Big Bazaar, Reliance Trends. Okay, so these are the brick and mortar retailers. Okay, so the syllabus and the textbook is designed basically to address the management at such brick and mortar retailers. But now, though it is so, but the online retailing and omni-channel retailing cannot be ignored, because the boundary between online retailing and brick and mortar retailing is slowly disappearing, because online retailers are acquiring store based retailers, and like Amazon, okay, is okay, in different countries they have acquired brick and mortar retailers. Okay, so whereas brick and mortar retailer like Walmart have acquiring online retailers. So Indian example is acquisition of Flipkart by Walmart. So they are present in both the channels. Okay, so even companies are going forward and integrate both the channels. Okay, like store channel as well as online channel. So say it is simple, I will explain how it is called integration. See, if you go to a bank, okay, bank branch, say Karnataka Bank, in our college, okay, most of you have accounts, you go to the branch and you do some banking. Let's say you withdraw some amount, okay, or you deposit some amount, and then from there next day you go to a ATM, automatic teller machine, okay, of any bank, okay, for that matter, and you withdraw money from your Karnataka Bank using your Karnataka Bank debit card. Okay, and there are some ATMs which even enable the deposit of cash. You go to another ATM and you deposit cash into your savings bank account. So wherever you do transaction, whether in bank branch or in ATM, or okay, you may conduct couple of transactions in internet banking as well, let us say, okay, or you may use a third party payment app like Google Pay or Paytm. But wherever you do the transaction, all these are integrated. It is reflected in your bank account passbook. So that is called the integration. Similarly, store based retailing, that is brick and mortar retailing as well as online retailing, both are being integrated. Though it is a gigantic task, okay, but in developed nations many companies are trying to do it now. Means you will have a single account, okay, whether you open, let's say if the company gives some points for you, okay, for purchasing from the store, whether you buy online or in the company physical stores, your points will go on accumulating. Okay, so that is why we cannot ignore the examples of online retailers as well. So definitely, so but by and large what we are learning is for brick and mortar retailers. So always keep this in mind. Okay, so that's the end of chapter number 8. So here is an example from your textbook. Okay, the Indian retail scape, retail site locations, Ambience Mall, Gurgaon. So these are the images of the Ambience Mall and some information provided about Ambience Mall. A lifestyle destination with unparalleled retail mix combined with entertainment and leisure. So it is more about the site and the surrounding trade area. The largest operational shopping mall in India now. Then offers 1 kilometer of shopping experience on every floor. Oh my god, okay. So you may get tired. So imagine 1 kilometer of shopping experience on each floor. Apart from the basement levels, the ground floor, and it has 5 floors. Okay. So from ground floor to 5 floor, 1 kilometer each. So total 6 kilometers you can take a walk. Okay, you really need to go prepared to shop in Ambience Mall. Okay, located 0 km from South Delhi, can be reached by an 8-lane approach on National Highway number 8. So it is the location of the site, and it offers international and domestic retail brands, anchor stores, 7-screen multiplex cinema, restaurants and coffee shops, and food court. Okay, so anyway, it is far away, so those who are interested, you can log on to the website also. This will have, it will have a website, or you can view some videos, okay, from YouTube, the way I showed you the video of the Great India place. Okay, then some additional, other than the international and domestic retail brands, anchor stores, 7-screen multiplex cinema, restaurants and coffee shops, and food court, it also has a car showroom, fitness and meditation center, beer garden. Okay, oh my god, that's great. Bowling alley, simulated golf course, and so on. Okay, so here we are talking about the size of the shopping center. Okay, so larger the size and nearer to the customer. Okay, so it will have the highest sales potential. Yeah, that is what it wanted to conclude. I wanted to conclude. Okay, so with that, so this session ends here for chapter number 8. Okay, so title of the chapter was retail site locations. Okay, so I'll stop presenting first. Yes, students, any questions from your end regarding the chapter? Chapter number 7 and 8 together you can ask. Yes, Akshay Pujari, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Just a minute, huh? Okay, then Shruti, any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Rahul, any questions you have?
No, sir.
Okay, so that's great. So we completed the first element of retail mix, that is the location. Okay, so in my next class I will be considering the second element of retail mix, merchandise. Okay, so in the remaining class, now as I mentioned earlier, I asked you to follow up a news regarding the acquisition of Future Retail by Reliance Industries Limited. Okay, so it's quite in the news now. In the business news, it is always on headlines. Okay, so first let me begin. Okay, with you can contribute. So from where we began learning about the news, what the first news we discussed, or what do you know about this acquisition of Future Retail by Reliance Industries Limited? You can give a summary sort of thing. Any one student. And if it is convenient for you, the one who wants to speak, kindly turn on your video and speak so that others can see you. It is not compulsory, but at least summarize the news related to this.
Sir, Reliance company purchased the future groups for 24,713 crore rupees, sir.
Okay.
And actually, the now issue is actually the Kishore Biani has uh, in the last year he had told to Jeff Bezos that he will sold his shares to the Amazon only.
Okay. So why it was like that? That first preference will be given to Amazon if they want to sell their company.
So in that contract, Jeff Bezos clearly stated that you can't sell to the shares to the restricted person, and
Correct.
in that restricted person, Mukesh Ambani is also involved, sir.
Correct. Very good. Okay. So Amazon had purchased some stake. Anybody remembers how much stake they had in future retail?
45, 45%.
No, no. Small amount it is. Small stake it is. You have the data?
No, sir.
Okay, we read it somewhere in the news article, but now I don't remember. I cannot recall. But anyway, Amazon had purchased some stake in Future Group. So and in the condition, okay, so they had mentioned that if Future Group has to sell its stake, okay, it will not sell it to some specified persons in the list. Okay, so and Amazon has listed as a Mukesh Ambani Group. Okay, any of the Reliance Industries Limited companies or its subsidiaries, to them Future Group should not sell its stake. Okay, but then Future Group violated the contract. Okay, and they had sold the entire Future Retail to Reliance Industries Limited, which is led by Asia the richest person. Okay, Mr. Mukesh Ambani. So now the question is like when it is already mentioned in the contract. Okay, so how a company can go ahead and breach the contract, and how they don't anticipate that there will be a problem. Okay, so that I really wonder. So whether there is any inside story which we are not told, or are you aware about anything, students? When it is already specified in the Amazon and Future Retail contract that Future Retail should not sell its stake to Reliance Ambani, Mukesh Ambani companies, any of the Mukesh Ambani led companies, then violating the contract, okay, Future Group has sold its entire stake in Future Retail to Reliance Industries Limited. Okay, so a layman without who has not read the terms and conditions may end up, okay, doing such a mistake. Okay, but these are the people and companies which we read, write, okay, discuss, and they are the best brains of our country. So anybody whether has read, there is any inside story?
Sir, it might be a strategy used by these people,
Which people?
the Reliance, and before in that contract, as they have mentioned that they couldn't sell any of their stakes to Reliance Industries or any other industries.
Hmm.
But it might be a strategy that one side you sell, one side you sell those, what we can. So
Stake. Hmm.
Sudha typed something in one of the news channels interview. He has mentioned that there is no choice. Business is in loss, so had to sell the business.
Yeah, that is okay, but he should have sold it to some other company without violating the contract.
So,
Okay.
but like we don't know what exactly is in that contract, no sir.
That is what I am asking. It is not made public actually.
Yes, sir. It might be like for these many years you can't sell it, or
Hmm.
only these parts like fabrics can't be sold, or wholesaling can't be sold. All the or the retailing sector like food, groceries, and all those can't be sold. Like there might be some specification regarding that contract, no sir. Because as I have searched, there is no notice or any that whatever contract has not yet publicly shown into any of those news channels or newspapers, sir.
Okay, okay. So we also are unaware about the inside story now. Why future retail, okay, defaulted on the contract. Okay. But anyway, how future retail will land up in trouble and what will be the ultimate problem for future retail? Okay, a news has appeared in today's Times of India. So before we learn about it, okay, so I'd like to just inform students. Okay, there are about 23 students here. Okay, so and one or two students speak. So I hope others are listening, right? Hanumant Rai, you are listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Gautam, are you listening? Gautam, are you there? Or just your phone? Okay, maybe it just his phone.
I guess it's his phone, sir.
Yeah, Snehal, are you there in the class? Snehal, can you hear me? Okay, so just her phone in the class. Okay. Aditya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So I am very happy you are there in the class.
Thank you,
Sudha, you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Okay. So,
So
anyway,
just listening.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to present the screen again now. It is a news that appeared in Times of India today. So, how future retail may end up in trouble. Okay, if the Reliance Industry Limited deal does not finalize. Okay, so can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so before I read the news, I would like to speak something about arbitrator. Okay, so what is arbitration? Okay, so when companies, okay, entering into a contract or agreement with another party or another company, say for example, when Amazon purchased some stake in future retail last year, so it is a contract, okay, it is an agreement. So both these companies, okay, create a contract and they specify some terms and conditions that both the parties, neither Amazon nor future group, will deviate from those terms and conditions, or they will follow those, okay, conditions that are specified in the contract. And let us say what if Amazon or future group does not follow and default on those restrictions. So before going to court, of course these companies can go to court. Okay, so before going, but court, the problem with court is, okay, it is a more time consuming, it is more expensive, okay, and the problem goes public. Okay, and there is one alternative court, okay, is arbitration. So in arbitration there will be a third party who will act as a mediator. Okay, and if there is any problem between the two parties or two companies, they present their problem with the arbitrator. So there will be companies who provide this arbitration services and they charge for it. Okay, so instead of going to court, these two companies or parties go to the arbitrator, appointed arbitrator, and they present their parts, and then arbitrator acts like a judge and he gives a decision which is binding on both the parties. Okay, so in this news there is a mention of such a arbitrator. Okay, so when I read you will understand. So let me read the news. The headline says, if Reliance Industries Limited deal fails, future retail sees liquidation, means all its assets will be liquidated and whatever debt they have, that debt will be paid, and the remaining amount, if any, will be paid to the equity shareholders. See, can you imagine the worst thing that can happen? Okay, for future retail, if Reliance Industries Limited deal fails. Why there is a problem? Okay, because Amazon has already won an injunction from Singapore arbitrator to halt buyout. So this is a Singapore based arbitrator which was appointed at the time of when Amazon acquired some stake in future group. Okay, so Amazon as well as Future Group have presented their part to this arbitrator, and Amazon has already won an injunction from Singapore arbitrator to halt buyout, so which is binding on Future Group now. So if Future Group does not follow this, then the matter will go into court. Okay, but if Future Group withdraws its offer to Reliance Industries Limited, Future Retail will become bankrupt, or it will go into liquidation. All its assets will be sold, and from which debt will be recovered. So India's Future Retail will go into liquidation if its a deal to sell assets to Reliance Industries fails. The group told a Singapore arbitrator while arguing against Amazon's bid to scupper the deal, means stop the deal. A legal order showed. Now the company Future Group or Future Retail is presenting its point based on a humanitarian basis that a company will go into liquidation and approximately about 29,000 employees will go jobless. So Amazon on Sunday won an injunction from a Singapore arbitrator to halt Future Retail Limited deal to sell assets to Reliance. Amazon alleged FRL, Future Retail Limited, has breached certain contract provisions it entered into last year in a separate deal with the US company, that is Amazon. The dispute centers around Future Retail Limited's decision in August to sell its retail, wholesale, logistics and some other businesses to Reliance for $3.4 billion including debt. So Amazon argues that a 2019 deal it had with Future unit had clauses saying the Indian group, that is the Future Group company, couldn't sell its retail assets to anyone on a restricted persons list, including any firms from Reliance chief Mukesh Ambani's group. Now Future Group has done that mistake. They have breached the contract. The deal specified any disputes would be arbitrated under Singapore International Arbitration Center. So as I mentioned, there are companies that provide arbitration services. It is out of the court settlement, an alternate to court, which is less time consuming, which is very professional and less expensive compared to courts. So the name of the arbitration company is Singapore International Arbitration Center. Shares in Reliance and Future Retail Limited fell on Monday due to this reason. Both companies reacted to the arbitrator's decision by saying they want to complete the deal without any delay, setting the stage for a showdown between Reliance and Amazon, each led by one of the world's richest men. Then anyway, so Future Retail unit, which has more than 1,500 outlets, will need to pack up, means it will go into liquidation if the transaction with Reliance doesn't go through, hitting the livelihoods of thousands of employees and workers at its vendor firms. The Indian group argued before the arbitrator. Now they are presenting this part to the arbitrator that if the company closes, about 29,000 employees will go jobless. On humanitarian basis they are considering now. If the disrupted transaction falls through, Future Retail Limited will go into liquidation. That will mean that livelihoods of more than 29,000 employees of Future Retail Limited will be lost. The Indian group's representatives told the arbitrator V.K. Raja, a former Attorney General of Singapore. But Raja ruled out, he is representing the arbitrator. So Raja ruled out that economic hardship alone is not a legal ground for disregarding legal obligations. Amazon, Future Retail Limited and Reliance didn't respond to a question for comment. So this is the status for the time being. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll stop presenting now. Again, student, please stay on till I take attendance. See, already 4 students have left. Okay. So I'll note down the students who are present and those 4 students who left. If you can recall their names, please tell me. Huh? So I'll note down the students who are present only now. So Nandan is there. So Nandan, Manoj, Aditya, Snehal,
Yes, sir.
yeah, Supriya, Prashant,
Present, sir.
Shruti, Nikita,
Shruti
Yes, sir.
present,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, I am making a note of the students who are in the class now. Rahul, Prasad, Gautam, Hanumantarai, then Meghana Lokhande, Kalaya, Akshata, okay, so
Sharan Ashutosh and Akshay Pujari who left out,
one
sir.
minute. Sharan was there, then
Ashutosh.
Sir,
Ashutosh.
sir, Varsha also, sir.
yeah, Akshay Pujari, then Varsha, one more student,
Ashutosh.
Ashutosh,
Yes, sir.
yes,
Sir, Varsha, sir.
Varsha I noted down, yes, thank you. Okay, so I will end the class here now. So in next class we are going to begin second element of retail mix, which is merchandise. Okay, so any questions you have last minute? Okay, Nandan, any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, thank you everyone then. So bye, have a pleasant evening and take care.
Thank you, sir. Same with you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.